grade 8 learners, have you been listening or watching news lately? If you have, I bet you are aware of the various issues that our nation is currently facing. Being acquainted of those issues will actually help you understand our lesson for today. So let me present our objective in this lesson. Our objective is to determine the various social, moral, and economic issues discussed in the text listened to. Let's begin with defining what these issues are. First is social issue. Social issues are problems that influence the common citizens of a country. Social issues or problems are prevalent in all cultures. These are social conditions that disrupt or damage society. Examples of social issues are homelessness, racism, climate change, and illiteracy. Second is moral issue. Moral issues are those actions which have the potential to help or harm others or ourselves. Moral means relating to belief about what is right or wrong. Moral issues which students commonly face include bullying, cheating or plagiarism, stealing, and telling lies. Last is economic issue. Economic issues or problems are hindrances to development. Some of the economic issues most of the countries are facing include poverty, unemployment, income inequality, and recession in which the economy of a certain country declines. Now that you have an idea what those social, moral, and economic issues are, let's try to answer this task. I want you to listen to the following text and determine the social issue presented. Listening text number 1. Poverty is the lack of basic needs of life, including food, shelter, clothing, and safe drinking water. For a person to live normally, it is important to meet a certain level of physical, social, and emotional needs. People who live in poverty have difficult time to achieve those, as they are not welcomed in many places. Because of their low incomes, they have troubles in maintaining their health and education. Poverty has become a large issue around the world. It is something that many of us know about, but we're not realizing just how big of a problem it is. What is the issue presented in the text number 1? The answer is poverty. In the listening text, it defines and describes what poverty is. It also cited the causes and effects of poverty. Let's proceed to the next item. Listening text number 2. There are many reasons students choose to plagiarize or cheat. Reasons range from the more genuine lack of knowledge to outright dishonorable intentions. Collectively, the most frequently stated reasons students choose to plagiarize or cheat include desire to get a good grade, fear of failing, procrastination, or poor time management, disinterest in the assignment, belief they will not get caught, and confusion about what constitutes plagiarism or current university policies. None of these instances are acceptable reasons to plagiarize, cheat, or commit other acts of academic dishonesty. It is important that students understand that while there are other reasons one might choose to plagiarize or cheat, professors are interested in evaluating each student's own original work, not in evaluating the work done by others. What do you think is the issue presented in the listening text number 2? The answer is cheating, and it is an example of a moral issue. The text presented various reasons students choose to plagiarize or cheat. Moreover, it also presented a piece of advice for the student to stop cheating. Here is our listening text number 3. Women's participation in paid work is constrained by unpaid domestic and care work and the lack of productive employment opportunities. According to statistics from the Department of Labor and Employment, 30% of working-age women reported that household or family duties prevented them from participating in the labor market. The Philippines' relatively high World Economic Forum ranking arises partly because, despite barriers to women's labor force participation, many women who are able to participate in paid work do access high-status occupations such as legislators, senior officials, managers, professionals, and technicians. This likely reflects effective gender equality policies in these particular areas. Were you able to identify the issue presented in the text number 3? The correct answer is gender inequality, and it is an example of a social issue. The text presents what prevents women in participating in the labor market. This time, identify the social, moral, and economic issues presented in these short video clips. Number 1.
COVID-19 is not just a health and economic crisis, but a corruption crisis too. The pandemic has exposed weaknesses in healthcare and democratic institutions around the world. From forced bribes for tests and treatments, to corrupt deals to supply essential medical equipment like ventilators and masks, corruption undermines the response to the virus. This costs lives. The Corruption Perceptions Index 2020 shows that countries with higher levels of corruption invest less in public health and are least prepared for a health crisis. But there are glimmers of hope. We can achieve a fair and equitable recovery if important decisions are made in the interests of the public, not the powerful. Find out more at transparency.org/CPI 2020.
What is your answer? The answer is corruption. Number 2.
The world produces enough food to feed 7.3 billion people, but not everyone has access to proper nutrition. Every day, 795 million people wake up and go to bed hungry, and 1 in 3 of them suffer from malnutrition. 98% of these people are from developing countries. Most are from Asia. Children are the most evident victims. Every 10 seconds, a child dies from hunger-related diseases. 161 million children under the age of 5 suffer from stunting, and 1 in 4 will not achieve their full growth potential. Eliminating malnutrition may seem impossible in this lifetime, but according to the World Food Program, it can be resolved by 2030. You can volunteer, help reduce food waste, or contribute to organizations actively solving this problem. Small steps could lead to bigger solutions. If the issue of hunger can be solved within our lifetime, wouldn't you be willing to help? Volunteer, donate, share.
What is your answer? The answer is malnutrition. Number 3.
The Philippine Statistics Authority says about 4 million Filipinos are unemployed in January 2021. This is higher than the 3.8 million unemployed in October 2020 and the 2.4 million in January 2020. The January 2021 figure translates to an unemployment rate of 8.7%. Meanwhile, there are 6.6 million underemployed or people who have jobs but are looking for more to meet daily needs. The government's economic team attributes the unemployment rate increase to weather disturbances, the African swine fever outbreak, and continued mobility restrictions that have affected travel and tourism. But the government's economic team sees signs of recovery despite unemployment staying high. The team reiterates its call to gradually and safely relax quarantine restrictions, expand the age group allowed to go out, and further reopen public transportation. This comes despite the spike in COVID-19 cases, with daily new cases at around 3,000.
What is your answer? The correct answer is unemployment. And that's it for our MELC 3. I hope you will no longer be confused in identifying the social, moral, and economic issues in the text you're listening to. For more video lessons, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.